The shaila is, what happens if Moshiach comes in the middle of Sefira? It's a shaila that's discussed in Poskim. The Rebbe brings it in the Sikha as well. If when Moshiach comes, will we continue counting then Sefira Sa'omer Minat Torah? And will we count then only, or will we count then only Midrabanan? That's the shaila. So there's kind of a comments dodem to this shaila. First of all, the whole inyan of whether Sefira Sa'omer Bizman Hazeh is Midairaisa or Midarabanan is a machlokes Rishonim. Roiv Rishonim hold that Sefira Sa'omer Bizman Hazeh is Midarabanan. Taisfis Roiv Rishonim. The Rambam holds that Sefira Sa'omer Bizman Hazeh is Minat Torah. So obviously, according to the Rambam, Sefira Sa'omer is Minat Torah. Bizman Hazeh, Moshiach comes, so the shaila is not negeya. When Moshiach comes, it's going to be Minat Torah just like it is now. But if today it's Midrabanan, so if in the middle Mashiach comes, does it change? Could it become an Atayra? Does it become then a Sefira min Atayra? So the few things, what it's totally in is, number one, is every single day a mitzvah b'fnei atzma. If every day is a mitzvah b'fnei atzma, so then just because yesterday was Midrabanan, that doesn't change with the next day. Yesterday is Midrabanan, but today is min Atayra. If it's one mitzvah, if it's a hemshech and it's one mitzvah, so then if the schalas ha-mitzvah was done when it was midrabanan, so then the hemshech ha-mitzvah, it's not shaykh to become an atayra. You can't have one mitzvah where half of the mitzvah is midrabanan and half of the mitzvah is min atayra. If the mitzvah is to count 49 days, so then the whole mitzvah is going to be midrabanan. The Rebbe in the Sikha says that every single day is a mitzvah b'fnei atzma. That's one of the famous chedushim that the Rebbe speaks about regarding Sefira Sa'omer, even though, by Pashtos, it looks like that this question, whether Sefira Sa'omer every day is a mitzvah b'fnei atzma, or it's one big mitzvah, it looks like it's a machlokes rishonim. But the Rebbe says no. In Kula Alma, it's every day a separate mitzvah. And the Rebbe brings a few rayas. The one obvious raya is from the fact that every day we make a separate bracha. How could you make a separate bracha every day? If today there's no mitzvah, b'fnei atzma. The mitzvah is when you complete the mitzvah, when you count the 49th day. Besides that, if you don't know if you're going to be mashlim the mitzvah, how could you make the bracha today? Just because you're counting today. The person is not sure that he's going to be mashlim the mitzvah b'chlal. So how could you make a bracha today? Kopanim, the Rebbe says that Sefira Sa'omer every day is a mitzvah b'fnei atzma. The Mai says that the maskana of the Sikha is, the Rebbe says, Yoisen nira loymar. Yoisen nira loymar, that la'asad lava, if Mashiach comes in the middle of Sefira Sa'omer, it will be minat Torah. And the vart that the Rebbe says is, that even though b'zman hazeh, it's not minat Torah, Sefira Sa'omer, but the very fact that there's a tzivui, for Sefira Sa'omer, even though that tzivui is not, you can't be mekayim the tzivui b'poyol, but the etzem fact that the Torah commanded the mitzvah of Sefira Sa'omer, that's machshav the Sefira. That itself gives chshivas to the Sefira when a person counts, even if for him individually, or today, b'zman hazeh, for everybody, there is no mitzvah of Sefira Sa'omer. Before the Torah gave the tzivui, the fact that today is 22 days to the Omer has no significance. The tzivui itself creates that significance. Not only the fact that the person is actually counting. Works the other way around. Because the Eibusha gave the tzivui, that creates the significance of the day, the chshivas of the number of the day. And then the mitzvah of the person is that he should count it and say, b'dibur, he should count the number of that day that the Torah gave it a chshivas. But the chshivas of the day starts from the tzivui HaTorah. That's the maskon over here in the Sikha.